Alright guys, so here is the Acerbis skid plate off the bike. This thing is the bee's knees, man. This thing is a tank. You see how thick that this is? This is a plastic material, again made by Acerbis. This thing is phenomenal though. The only noticeable damage to my skid plate from all the hard riding that I've been doing is that right there. The little chip on the corner of the plastic. Nothing crazy. That actually happened like the first month I had this installed. In my first ride at AOAA with this bike, I went down in a really rocky section on some sharp rocks and it just kind of like chipped up the piece of plastic right there. But it's been like that for a while. Haven't had any problems with it. It's not cracked down or nothing, so I think it's good to go. You guys see the type of riding that I take this thing through, and as you can tell, I mean, look at the bottom of this thing. It still looks fantastic. Some minimal scuff marks, scratches, things like that. Nothing crazy. That is real only little piece of damage right there, and it's really not that bad. So I've got probably about 4,000 miles on this skid plate, and again, that's all off-road with that. So you guys have seen, if you watch my previous videos and my off-road riding videos, you'll see what I put this puppy through. I got it at Revzilla. I'll have a link in the description for you guys. When I bought it, it was like $62. I just looked at it when I pulled up the link for you guys. It's like $74 now, so it's a little bit more. Well worth it though. You can get yourself the Flatland Racing one. Nothing against Flatland Racing skid plate, but for the price of this, you don't get the pinging noise from the motor. You don't get the pinging noise from the rocks. This is very quiet. It doesn't rattle against the frame, anything like that. Goes up super easy. What the kit comes with is obviously the skid plate. These two bolts right here, which those two bolts go into these two holes right here, 1 and 2. And this metal bracket right here comes with the skid plate, and all it literally is just two bolts right there. They bolt up to the OEM, the two bolts where the OEM skid plate goes. That's where these bolt up to. Super simple, super easy. Put these two bolts in, brackets on, take the skid plate. I'm going to show you guys how you actually put the skid plate on real quick and show you how easy it is to do. All right, so what you guys do is you grab the skid plate, and you got your little hook right here, and there is, right in front of the linkage, there's another gap. It'll slide right in there. It's right behind the motor. Okay? Slides up. Grab your skid plate. Pull it up. Take your two bolts. Bolt and washer. And a tip for you guys. Do not tighten them one at a time. Okay, so don't put one in and fully tighten it. So you take one, finger thread it in there. Make sure you get a good 3 full turns out of it, 3 to 4 full turns out of it. Grab your Allen key. This is literally all it is. 2 Allen keys. And then from there, you got them both in. Make sure it's nice and snug. These two are still good. All right, and that's it, guys. I mean, it literally takes 2 seconds to take the OEM skid plate off. It's not even really a skid plate, to be honest with you. And it takes less than 5 minutes to install the new one. And that's with putting this metal bracket on with these 2 bolts here. And then that's taking these 2 bolts and putting these 2 bolts in. So very simple, very easy. Anybody can do it. So 2 other things I want to mention real fast is this skid plate, the Acerbis skid plate, does indeed have an oil drain hole for it, so for you to drain your oil. And then I think that the other one is really just for, actually this is your oil drain bolt right here. This one I think is just for when you're washing the bike, when you're spraying water down in there, the debris and the mud and stuff can come out. All right, guys, so that's it for installing the Acerbis skid plate on a 2017 CRF250L. If you guys have any comments, questions, leave them down in the comment section below, guys. I'll get back to you. Catch you on the next one. Peace.